BTS and BLACKPINK battle out for the crown in top singer ranking. The Singer Brand Reputation Index is an indicator analyzed by extracting big data on singer brands loved by consumers through their music releases and analyzing consumer behavior. It is categorized into participation value, communication value, media value, and community value, and is analyzed through positive and negative ratio analysis and reputation analysis algorithms. Through brand reputation analysis, it is possible to find out who, where, how much, and why people talk about a brand. The BTS brand, which ranked first in singer brand reputation, recorded participation index of 261,097, media index of 927,857, communication index of 2,545,645, and community index of 3,674,716, resulting in a brand reputation index of 7,409,314. Compared to the brand reputation index of 6,809,220 in December, this is an increase of 8.81%. BLACKPINK ranked second, recorded participation index of 148,866, media index of 545,540, communication index of 2,325,330, and community index of 3,193,750, resulting in a brand reputation index of 6,213,487. Compared to the brand reputation index of 3,517,427 in December, this is an increase of 76.65%. Lim Young-woon, ranked third, recorded participation index of 881,305, media index of 1,528,397, communication index of 1,620,725, and community index of 1,201,475, resulting in a brand reputation index of 5,231,902. Compared to the brand reputation index of 6,055,100 in December, this is a decrease of 13.6%. Gu Chong-hwan, director of the Korea Corporate Reputation Research Institute, stated, "The BTS brand, which announced a full group comeback with a world tour, ranked first, and the BLACKPINK brand, which left a strong impression with their pink-themed world tour, ranked second. The Lim Young-woon brand, which cultivates positive influence along with its fandom community, took third place. The Wasa brand, which topped domestic music charts, ranked fourth, and the IV brand, drawing focused consumer attention with a comeback announced in February, ranked fifth. The 68th episode of each channel's Brave Detectives 4, which aired on the 23rd, featured Inspector Gu Young-jae of the Busan Yan's Police Station's Detective Division, Sergeant Yoon Jong of the National Police Agency's Women and Juvenile Crime Investigation Division, Inspector Lee Jeon-ho of the Gangbuk Police Station's Violent Crimes Team 3, and Inspector Park Soo-beom of the Gangbuk Police Station's Investigation Team 4, who revealed the case files they personally solved. Singer Han Hae appeared as a guest. The first case introduced that day took 5 years to reach a conclusion. Despite the lack of clear evidence, persistent tracking uncovered the truth behind murder. A son had died during a trip to Boracay, Philippines, with a friend, and suspicion arose when a family found insurance documents worth about 700 million Korean wons KRW, about $484,000, while sorting through his belongings. Suspicion grew especially as the insurance beneficiary was Jang, a pseudonym, the friend who traveled with the son. Jang claimed, "We drank until 2 a.m., I fell asleep, and woke up in the morning to find my friend dead." The death certificate from the Philippines cited acute heart failure due to alcohol as the cause. The family, without much suspicion, asked Jang to at least take care of the ashes, so the body was cremated locally without an autopsy. However, after the funeral, Jang sued the family for 60.0 million Korean wons KRW, about $41,500 in debt claims, and insurance papers were also confirmed. Instead, investigators analyzed the victim's bank accounts and call logs and found evidence of a 70.0 million Korean wons KRW, about $48,400 withdrawal shortly before death. They also found that the victim had confided in acquaintances about being troubled by money loaned to a friend. CCTV footage and testimonies from locals contradicted Jang's statements, and inconsistencies were found in the body's position at discovery and rigor mortis timing. A local worker mentioned that Jang cried in front of the family, but laughed and joked outside. Notably, toxicology results detected zolpidem in the victim's clothing, a drug the victim had no prescription for. Further investigation revealed that Jang's wife, a nursing assistant, had been prescribed large quantities of zolpidem over a long period, coinciding with the travel dates. It was also discovered that Jang forged notarized documents to manipulate money matters after a fire broke out at the victim's previous residence, causing concerns over the deposit, despite no actual money transactions. Jang was sentenced to prison for fraud and document forgery, but the investigation didn't stop there. Statements indicated attempts to conceal beneficiary changes during the insurance process, and forensic analysis uncovered messages discussing the possibility of receiving 700 million Korean wons KRW, about $484,000, insurance payout in case of death by suffocation. Jang apparently expected a large sum from the claim during the investigation. The team also noted deliberate minimization of details related to the victim's death in Jang's handwritten statements, and the psychopathy test results exceeded the threshold. With advice from forensic experts, the team dismantled Jang's lies one by one. Upon release, he was immediately rearrested on murder charges and sentenced to life imprisonment. Brave Detectives 4 airs every Friday at 9:50 p.m. and is also available on major OTT platforms like Netflix, Tving, and WAV. KBS 2S Music Bank has apologized for a transmission error. On the 23rd, Music Bank announced on its official website, during the announcement of the K-Chart #1 on today's broadcast, a subtitle transmission error caused the names of last week's nominee teams and song titles to be displayed. They continued, "We deeply apologize for confusion caused to viewers, artists, and fans. We will thoroughly review the entire production process to prevent such incidents from recurring." The #1 nominees shown during the broadcast were IN's Pretty Boy Swag and the Pink's Love Me More, but these were mistakenly carried over from last week. The actual #1 nominees this week were in Hypen and Alpha Drive 1, with the detailed scores matching those aired. The #1 is Alpha Drive 1's Freak Alarm,